WP and welcome to Warframe Wiki Wednesday, where once a week I'm going ahead and cover a hot topic regarding Warframe. And this week we're going to be talking about the Steel Path, also known as hard mode to the community. So welcome, and I figure let's go ahead and get into it. Just before I get started on the article, the reason Teshin is here is because it all kind of starts with Teshin. It's all kind of centered around Teshin. Welcome to the stream, by the way. Let me pull up the chat, see who that is, because I have no idea who that is. Then I'm going ahead and get started. What's going on, Yunola? First, I heard that. That's what's up. All right, let's get it in. So, Steel Path, what is it? So, according to the Warframe Wiki, Steel Path is a difficulty modifier for the Origin system hosted by Teshin, testing the Tenno's perseverance against significantly durable enemies. It was introduced in update 28.1. And the mechanics, right? So in order to access the Steel Path, players must have completed all nodes on the connected star chart, including dark sectors, Lua, and the Kuba Fortress, as well as the lone nodes of the Orokin Derelict. The only exceptions are the disconnected assassination nodes of Mutilis Alad V, or Alad V, and the Jordas Golem on Eris. Let me go ahead and show that, and then I'll move on to the next paragraph. So what they're talking about is, let me toggle this. We're going to talk about that toggle here in just a second. So if you're on the normal star chart, you have to complete every single mission, every single solitary mission on this entire star chart, including the Derelict, which you have to access with keys, with the exception of the Jordas Golem right here, and the exception of the Mutilis Alad V right here on Eris. So you can do everything but those two, and you can unlock Steel Path. Note that this also entails completing the Rapalolis node, which requires players to have completed the Chimera Prologue and all of the story quests leading up to it. Once the player meets these requirements, Teshin will invite the player to challenge the Steel Path. They must meet him on any relay and ask him about the Steel Path to unlock the mode. Once players have the Steel Path unlocked, it will be displayed as a toggle on the right side of the star chart screen. Let me pull that up. Which is this guy right here. This is what they're talking about. That's the Steel Path. The Steel Path. Alright. Okay, Worders. The Steel Path also adds a 6-tier field bounty. Right? So let me go ahead and show you where he's at. And the quickest way I found is, let me restart that. So if you are right here in your ship, you come over here to where your syndicates are, hit L1, and the conclave is right here. Sometimes it'll be right there, depending on where you're at. But you go ahead and click on that, hit visit conclave, and it'll take you straight to Teshin. You don't have to go to the relay and then find Teshin and all that good stuff, right? So let's see. Yo, what's up, Demon Gozer? How you doing? Bargov, we live. Yes, we have been alive. We have gone nowhere. I've just been having IRL stuff that I had to deal with in a good way. It's a good thing. Anyway, the Steel Path only affects normal missions, dark sectors, junctions, and mission locators. It does not apply to nightmare mode, void fissures, syndicates, or invasions. Okay, this also includes ESO and arbitrations as well. The Imperium star chart is also not included, meaning Railjack. So Railjack doesn't have a hard mode yet. So basically, to start it, you come up here, talk to Teshin, boop, and what he's normally going to do is he's going to say, hey, would you like to start this Steel Path? You'll have the option of yes and yes. It really doesn't matter if you start it or not, because you can always toggle back and forth. So just going ahead and pick yes or I'm ready. It doesn't matter. Once you do that, you will be eligible for these rewards right here, which are fine if that's what you're looking for. But they can get costly. We'll get into Steel Essence and all that kind of good stuff later on. So that's how you start it. So the rules: players must re-unlock the star chart nodes on the Steel Path, starting with E Prime on Earth, right? As if starting the Origin system from a fresh start. Dakota, the Kuba Fortress, Dakota on the Kuba Fortress, and the individual Orokin Derelict nodes, the individual Jordas Golem, and Mutilis Alad V Eris nodes, and the bounties from Cetus and Fortuna are immediately available from the start. So, for whatever reason, the Kuba Fortress, the first mission on the Kuba Fortress, which does kind of make sense, If you just happen to be wondering, if you do have the steel path, I already made my way through to the Kuvival, but this mission right here is going to be immediately available, so you can just go on ahead and start that if you want, make your way to the Kuvival. Also, you can jump right into Cetus and start doing the hard mode bounty. Steel Path Eidolons can only be fought at nighttime during the 6-tier Cetus bounty. Now, I tried this on stream last night, and it was only a level 50. Maybe because I was by myself, I don't know. The Vomulus were level 100, but the Eidolon was level 50, even though it's supposed to be 110. I'm pretty sure somebody has a little bit more information on that. Outside of that, junctions on the Steel Path do not have any associated tasks and can be entered as soon as the adjacent node is cleared, meaning that if you come over here and you go to a junction, there are no requirements in order to do the junction as there is on a normal mode. So if we switch it to normal mode, as you can see, there are objectives that you have to complete before you can do that mode. So hopefully you guys can still hear me. So all right, cool, because I'm having mic issues. Anyway, all enemies have their level increased by 100 and gain an additional 150% to a total of 250%, or a 2.5 times bonus to health and armor and shields. Right, so if they have 100 health, they now have 250 health. If they have 100 armor, they now have 250 armor, and it scales with levels, so on and so forth. Right. Bounties have a starting level of 100 with the aforementioned modifiers. Players must be mastery rank 10 to access these bounties. So if you want to do a hard mode bounty, you have to be at least MR10, which makes sense. Enemies in Arcwing only have their level increased by 50. So let's say you wanted to level your Arcwing in hard mode, you can do so, but it's only going to be 50 levels above the normal level. So this normally starts at 27, and on hard mode it starts at 77. Right. So the Eidolon Terrorless level is increased to 110, the Gantalus to 120, and the Hydralus to 130. So, think of it like 10, 20, 30. Boom, there you go for Eidolons. Team bonus consumables have a 1-minute cooldown. This is things such as your energy pad. This is any of your pads, basically. Consumables, right? This does not include ciphers. It's just consumables. They have a 1-minute cooldown. Enemy spawn rates during endless missions are increased in solo matchmaking as if playing in a full squad in normal mode. What this means is, in a normal case scenario, you're provided 7 to 12 enemies at any given time, solo. Whereas in hard mode, you're basically 4 times that. Right, so you'll be having 28 enemies to 36 enemies at any given time, which is nice in my personal opinion. As far as the rewards, you guys know about the rewards, but let's go ahead into mission rewards. So mission nodes and junctions award mastery points that are separate from the normal star chart. Now, just kind of if you guys were here from my affinity Warframe Wiki Wednesday, it talked about how nodes give you mastery. Well, this is a whole new star chart. This is going to give you mastery per mission. I'm not exactly sure. I'm thinking it's going to be just like, it says like normal mission points are only awarded after the first completion. So I'm assuming it's going to be the same amount of mastery. Don't have details in this. I can do a test if you guys want. Neither Derelict nodes or the Jordas Golem and Mutilis Lab V Assassination nodes are required to reach maximum mastery, which is 27,501 from Steel Path missions. So you can get a max of 27,500 basically of mastery points. All missions in the Steel Path have a resource drop chance booster and mod drop chance booster applied. Now, I felt some type of way about this, but that's in my last stream, so you can check that out if you want to know my opinion on that. This does stack with booster items and dark sector bonuses. This is a huge plus, because if you're doing something like a sewer, which I don't know if I have unlocked, if you're doing like, let's say a sewer, it has a 25% resource drop chance, it's going to apply the 100% on top of that, right? So you'll get 125 of the drop chance. Basically, long story short, all Eximus enemies have a chance to drop this thing called Steel Essence, and it has a chance to drop Ribbon Slivers. Eidolon Terrorless, or all Eidolons, are guaranteed to drop at least 1 Steel Essence per. It doesn't say per, but it says at least 1 Steel Essence. Fully clearing a planet's mission nodes awards a respective decoration and emote, as well as 2 Steel Essence. The index is not required for the Neptune completion, which is true. I actually had to go back and manually unlock that, because you don't have to take this route to complete it. You can boop 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 and then complete everything, and then you actually will still get it. You'll still get the trophy for not completing this. So basically, if I do this mission and this mission, I do Triton and Celestia, and then I do the corresponding missions after those, I actually don't have to do the index to actually get, because I haven't done this in Steel Path yet. It shows completed for me, if that makes any sense. Anyway, the index is not required for the next Neptune completion. Jordan's Golem and the Lab V nodes are not required for the Air's completion. Steel Essence. Now, Steel Essence, in my opinion, is like Vitus Essence, just has a lower drop rate. That's an opinion. I don't know if it's fact. Anyway, Steel Essence is used to buy items in the Steel Path Honors shop from Teshin in any relay. One of which is particularly the hot item, is Kuva, and the operator skins, basically, or clothing, or whatever you want to call it. The crania ephemera, which is the skulls that fly around you, I can show you that. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and show that to you, because that pretty much wraps up that wiki, and it leaves us with a trivia, but I'll show you this one. This particular one, I believe, is the most expensive item in there, at the cost of 85 Steel Essence. So if you want to get your flex on, show that you are a Steel Pathian, you know, you just go ahead and get that, and you can get your flex on, basically, because it shows that, hey man, I've been in Steel Path for quite some time, and it's reflected in the amount of Vitus Essence that I have, so on and so forth. I actually think it looks really cool. I would recommend it if you have the expended. I recommend it if you have the expended currency of Steel Essence. Let me go ahead and show that to you, and then we'll go on to the trivia, which I actually thought was pretty cool. So, the crania, it is a literal skull that floats around you. If it shows, there it goes. That is very trippy, very edgelord. All right, so that's that. Now, the Steel Path was originally known as hard mode when first pitched by the development team. Originally, 2 tiers of hard mode were planned. One was meant to be plus 60 enemy level, which I don't think is correct, it was 50. And the other was called ultra hard mode, which is plus 100. The first tier was then removed in order not to dilute the matchmaking, which does kind of make sense, because level 0 to level 50 does kind of, they do have a meeting ground, and 50 to 100 do have a meeting ground, so making it 0 to 100 gap definitely separates the community in that respect. That pretty much concludes the wiki for Steel Path. If you like Steel Path, let me know how you feel about it. You know, I have a whole podcast yesterday where I was really I was tired, but I have a whole podcast sharing my feelings about it. Like it, but I still have mixed feelings. So let me know what you think down in the comments. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will holla at you guys in the next piece of content. CS from DWP is out. Wait, soul leveling up is finally possible. Yes, it is. And to that, I say, woo! Y'all take it easy, guys. Love y'all. All right, peace.